You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Ian Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, and streaming live on Ustream, this is AfterBuzz TV for Fear Factor. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest Fear Factor news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off, and the buzz continues, it's AfterBuzz TV for Fear Factor.
What up, guys? What's going on?
The first ever Fear Factor AfterBuzz. Are you excited, JC?
Let the blood begin.
Oh, we got this song. This is my favorite. Thank you, DJ Jesse J in the booth.
What is this?
Sail. Who's this by again, Jesse? I should know it.
AWOL Nation.
I love it.
This is what gets Adam pumped for Fear Factor.
This is my Rocky.
Nice.
Anyways, welcome.
What up, guys? What's going on?
My name's Adam. Like I said, I'm with my co-host, JC.
JC, what up, guys?
How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm excited, dude. Seriously, checking out Fear Factor for the first time. I saw it years ago, and now it's like Fear Factor 2.0, and I was ready. I watched Joe Rogan talk about it, and he says it's gonna be bigger, badder. Now it's in HD, so we could watch like HD maggots.
That's right. Well, tonight was our first episode, and we had a lot to talk about. We had back-to-back episodes, and let's just start with Fear Factor is back. Can I just say that one more time? Fear Factor is back.
Okay, that's 3.
Fear Factor is back.
AfterBuzz TV exclusive.
Nice, man. So, but what, like the changes that they had from the first, like now, okay, the budget is still $50,000 for the winning, for the winning couple.
Right.
I'm kind of mad about that because seriously, it's been 10 years. Come on, the economy, like inflation. Can you bump it up to 75 or 100 G's, guys? I'm sorry. Okay, 50 G's is great, but
let's not. Yeah, 50 G's. Let's.
I'm not being ingrate. It's almost what I make here.
But
yeah.
But yeah, as you said, This show got hyped up, I feel a lot. It hasn't been back since we were talking in 2006. You said that was the last time they were on the air. And, 50,000, I agree. They put a lot more money into the budget of making all those explosions, as you saw. But,
yeah.
Hey, it is what it is. $50,000. You have to beat 3 other people, and let's see who wins, right?
I'm excited to find out. Well, actually, I do know, but we're gonna fill you in on who won. Now, let's start off with the couples. Like, who was the first group? Who was that first group?
So we had 4 couples. The first group, if you remember, Alex and Amanda, the brother and sister,
the cocky brother and sister.
I remember you were watching it, and you had a grin on your face. Like you said, Alex, he's a little cocky, right?
But Amanda was worse. Amanda, I bet she had a sailor's mouth. That girl was talking so much trash, it's ridiculous. But let's see if she backed it up. And then next up we had Monica, and was it Matthias or Matthias?
Whatever. I like to call them as the M&Ms. I mean, for a mom and son, right? They were mom and son, right? Not girlfriend, boyfriend?
Creepy mom and son. They were like very touchy-feely. It was kind of like, God, what was that? Euro Trip, like when they're on the train and the Italian guy's like excuse, and he's like trying to touch the balls. It's like
now they
freaked me out.
They didn't kiss. I know, DJ. They didn't kiss. The mom and son didn't kiss, but they were touchy feely.
Yeah, they had awkward embraces. They would like just hold on.
I'm all about. I heard she was a single mother. I give her all respect, but they had a lot of chemistry, a lot. But, did it work out? Who knows? Next, we had Anthony Jr. and Sr. How did you feel about them?
I think they were our favorite. They were big. They were big bone. They were big. They had some soul food. They had some fried chicken in there. They were big, but they were awesome. I liked them right off the bat. They just seemed genuine, and they were just father and son. Being competitive and showing that big people need love too.
I couldn't agree more. seeing him, the dad, Anthony Sr., he was a little heavy set. But, when everybody started talking smack about the heavy set, he had a determination on his face that looked like, you know what? Who cares I'm a fat? I'm just going to prove them all wrong. And I respected that. I liked that.
Nice. And then finally we had Team Pink. Team Pink. Sexy. They were probably like in a sorority, I'd have to say. Natalie and Olivia.
Can I get your number?
Yes. 5'9", blonde, blue eyes, Aries, Gemini rising, like to fly fish and go for long walks on the beach. Kind of sexy.
The Barbie
they were
twins.
hot.
The Barbie sisters.
But now that you know who they were, now don't forget, I'm checking my Twitter. If you guys want to tweet, let us know what you guys thought about the show, what they could have done differently, or even just call us at, once again, 424. What's it? 424
256 1729. And what is your Twitter so they know where to tweet?
Follow me at theeverydayman@twitter.com.
So you heard it right here. If you can tweet him during the show, he will take your tweets, whether it's to bash us if we're doing a horrible job, or if you just want to say anything about Fear Factor or anything in general. We're here listening. And there were the 4 first couples, but before we jump in, Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is back, the host of the one and only Fear Factor 2.0.
Okay, what's the deal with Joe? He has to yell. We're starting the race now. He is moving slowly. What is going on? Like, Joe, you could just keep it at a normal level, dude.
He was getting out of breath a lot, but I mean, I couldn't think of that. Is Joe Rogan for you?
But he rocks, and he could kick your and my ass at the same time.
Did you notice he looked a little different? What's the tattoo sleeve? Double arm?
I thought you were gonna say HGH or something. No.
You like the tattoos? How do you feel about that?
He's MMA. He's got all that going on, And actually, it's not HGH. I'm telling you, he's just been buff and he's been doing the.
He
MMA
does the
stuff.
UFC fights. He's all in that. Yeah.
Yeah, Joe, I love you, man. I bruise like fruit. Don't hit me.
Anyways, so there was 3 competitions, 1 winner for $50,000. Let's jump to the first one. Do you want to jump in there and tell everybody what the first one was?
Just because I came up with stupid names.
Okay,
hey. The first one's called The Drop.
The Drop.
Yes, it sounded like a bad action flick, but it was badass actually, because they started out, they were carried by a chopper. Like the both contestants, they latched onto a
helicopter. That's right.
And then they dropped them onto to this ditch. It was like a junkyard where they were at.
Right. It was kind of a junkyard. And by the way, whoever casted the people was good, but the location scenes. When you're over an airplane and you're in an airplane, you're over the ground, you say like, we're in the middle of nowhere. Well, that's where Fear Factor went. These places it seemed like they were in the middle of nowhere, right?
Hey, good scouting. There you go. You guys can know they picked the right place, and it was good. They have a bigger budget, so of course they're gonna find better places. They got more time. But they dropped them into we'll call it a landfill, and they had to run as a team and they pry open this box with a crowbar.
Right. And a wooden box, that's right.
Right. And they had to release a winch that would activate a truck that was about 10 meters ahead of them.
Right.
And they had to run up to the truck, and there were these barrels, and inside the barrels they had the flags. And they had to release these flags, and they had to get as many flags as possible before the truck careened into this giant wall of, I want to call it trash, but that was surrounded by just explosives.
A bunch of shit that just exploded.
Wow, it took me 2 minutes and you did it in 5 seconds. I like the way you said it much better than I did, man.
But and that's when we first noticed the new HD cameras and the new budget, right? With those explosions.
Yeah.
But let's that was crazy. But let's see how the cast did. If you want to jump into, who do we have first? The cocky sister and brother. Is that what we call them?
Alex and Amanda, the cocky brother, the cocky twins. I don't even know they're twins, but we're gonna call them cocky twins just for the show. But they were fast. It looked like they were the first to go. So you usually think that they're gonna be kind of slow and they're gonna have a slip up, but they seem like they were pretty smooth.
Right. Yeah. You always wonder, they do it randomly, and that must be hard for being the first people up, but. Someone has to be first, and they did a good job, I thought. They ended up with 7 flags. Mm-hmm. And as you said, they jumped out of the helicopter, they landed on that kind of mine, and they hopped up right on the truck after that. They had no problems opening the wooden crate, and they just jumped on the truck. And Alex, he was moving pretty quick.
Yeah, I know. Probably a lot of time with the shake weight, to open the. I just did that on air. What the
Can
hell?
you show everybody? Can you show everybody how you do the shake away?
I already did
Or
it.
how do you
Oh,
call
hell.
it? Is it called a shake away?
It's called a shake weight, Holmes. Not a shake weight, Holmes, but it's called a shake.
And what
weight.
you hold it like this and it goes like this?
Okay, you just threw yourself under the bus
Like
on that
this?
one, man. No, but yeah, no, they did. They got 7 flags and 49 seconds flat, so it looked like a decent time. I figured that everyone was gonna beat them because
Right,
first
you
couple
never
go-
know. The first one up, you figured people can learn from their mistakes and outdo them. But like you said, Alex did good. The sister Amanda, she ended up doing 4 flags and he only did 3.
Nice pick. That's right.
I was surprised. I mean, I'm not saying women can't do it, but
Women give birth. They're stronger than us. Just go with it.
But yeah, so she got 4 and he got 3, making a total of 7 in 49 seconds.
Right. Now, next up, we had the creepy mom and son duo of
The M&Ms.
And they were talking all sorts of smack. They were just ready to take it on. And they had that awkward embrace right before they went on. And everyone, even Joe, was like, kind of creepy.
I love how, I love how when the next people are up, they get them all settled. And then that's when Joe talks to the competition. And then that's when you just hear the smack talk, right? And I love how Joe encourages it. It makes the show so much more thrilling, fun to watch. It's just amazing what they say about each other behind their backs.
It's like any sport. You're talking some smack. So, but to get onto the event itself, they were fast too. They went off. But Monica fell down.
That's right. Right off the helicopter.
I think that ended up
You think-
costing.
you
Of
think-
course, because they ended up getting 6 flags, but they only did it. They did it in 46 seconds because remember they had to get the flags off out of the barrels before the car hit that landfill explosion cluster F.
That's right. And I don't know if Joe explained this, but did they need to throw the barrels off of the car for it to count? Because I noticed that some of them, they would take the flag out and maybe they would just push the barrel to the side and go, and then maybe at one time they would just boom, all 3 off.
Well, no, they had to do that if you think about it, because to get to the next flag, because you had the barrels side by side, and to move forward, you had to get the barrels out of the way to move on to the next one.
Okay.
So, yeah, but they unfortunately they only got 6 flags, so that automatically put them.
So
in.
that's when you showed that Alex and Amanda, maybe 7 was good, right?
Yeah, they were backing up. They were backing up their talk basically.
Yeah.
So
Who knows? And then up next, my favorite, and it looks like your favorite, the Anthony Jr. and Senior team.
the biggins, yes, and they were fast. We even said that. Remember, like, damn, they're moving fast. Like Anthony Senior was trucking along.
At least the cameras made it seem like it, right?
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, maybe they did that with the edit because they looked like they were really fast. They had no problem with the crowbar. They had no problem with the barrels, and I thought they were going to kick everyone's ass personally.
Now, honestly, he was a little overweight. Did you think right off the bat that would affect their competition?
No, because I'm jaded, because I know that it makes for good TV. I knew that they were going to do well. I had a feeling. I just had a feeling. It's just like, why would you put them on if they're just going to finish last? I knew they were going to bring some to the table, which I thought they did. So.
Right. And a lot of them, when they're about to go, the other cast, you had the Barbie twins saying, "Oh no, he's too big. He's going to be too slow." But I mean, there wasn't really much running. It was only, like you said, the 10 meters to the car. And once you're on the car, it's all about strength and being fast. There was no, nothing was going to slow him down because he was overweight.
I think it was like a warm up. It was a warm up to the show, because if you think about it, all they really had to do was open the. Okay, maybe it's because we were watching, and if you're there, I'd probably be like screaming like a little bitch, But it looked rather easy. You run 10 meters, you open the box to release the truck, and then boom, you get the flags out. And of course, nothing's gonna happen. They're not gonna stay on the truck till they wreck into the explosion.
Right,
of course, liability, of course.
I mean, that would make it better, would it not?
Dude, you're twisted. But then now getting to Natalie and Olivia, Team Pink.
How many did they get? This was big. They got 6, just like the M&Ms, but how many seconds?
Who are we talking about? The Anthony's?
The Anthony Jr. and Senior.
Oh, that's right. They did Six Flags in 47 seconds.
7, and the M&Ms were what? Six Flags in 46 seconds.
1 second, yes.
1 second.
We had a nail biter already on
Wow.
Fear Factor. That's right. No, so they're automatically now in last place, correct?
Right, and
Okay.
if Natalie and the two Barbies, if they beat Six Flags, the Anthony Jr. and Senior are out.
Dude, I was shaking. I bet because I
1
wanted...
second can hurt you. 1 second. Life's
That's
all
right.
about seconds.
Now moving on to Natalie and Olivia,
They're hot.
yeah, pretty much. That's all I got. No. They had so much trouble opening the box. They couldn't open the cargo box. They couldn't open the barrels.
And they kept pressing before the show that, just because they have the looks and like blonde hair, don't be fooled that they were raised by they seem like a tough dad. And, this show wasn't only about them and the 50,000. It was about representing their family, representing their dad, showing all those haters out there that they can do it. So, as you said, this was a show, and I thought maybe they could surprise us, you know?
Yeah, we were hoping. I was down with it too, but then in the end,
What happened? What happened?
we call it the princess, the princess quotient. There you go. They were like, "Oh, my hands are gonna get dirty. Oh my God, what am I doing? Oh my God." Yeah.
They just, like you said, they struggled from the get-go. They couldn't open that wooden box, which they were the only couple, I like to say, that struggled with that.
Yeah.
And then, but they were fast. They hopped on that truck, and I saw maybe they can make up time.
You thought they were fast? I thought, well, okay, in the running. But
Compared to Anthony Sr., but
hey, I got you, brother. No, I just thought, they couldn't open the barrels. They couldn't open the crates. They needed the shake weight.
they needed it.
Or I feel bad for their boyfriends. Sorry.
So
I
if you're
said that
listening out there,
loud.
Natalie and Olivia, what do they need to get?
Shake weights.
And they ended up only getting 5.
Was it 5?
It was 5.
I was too busy looking at them, man. I'm sorry.
I was.
Thank God you kept score.
Part of me was sad for them to go. They were good to look at. They had good personalities, but they couldn't get 6.
They personality really.
They were fun. Personalities, they were fun. I love listening to them. Maybe I like looking at them, but
I like to look at them. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind them doing.
Okay, I'm getting creepy here.
But they, like I said, if you one mistake, if you're a second short, if you fall, if you can't open that, you're eliminated. There's no second chance.
You know what? I think this one I was kind of over it. Yeah, I was kind of over it right at this first one.
Right.
And who ended up winning was Alex and
Amanda.
And Amanda, that's right.
The cocky siblings won. So maybe they have room to talk.
Yeah, so unfortunately, Natalie and Olivia got the boot.
Boom, gone.
Back to the sorority house and back home to the Midwest. So anyway, but then now moving on, they moved to the second round, which we called the Scorpion King.
You notice you pulled out. Fear Factor likes to. This is different from all the other game shows because a lot of other game shows maybe they have one traditional, maybe just all physical or all mental or all, eating disgusting stuff. But you mentioned that, Fear Factor likes to have, what did you say? You like to have one physical and then one mental and then one
big production value.
One production,
the big movie, like action movie ending.
Exactly. And go ahead. Talk about the Scorpions.
Yes, dude. This one was awesome. See, this one, I was like, I wanted to get out of that first one. I thought we talked way too. The Scorpion one was sick because it was the teams, what they had to do. We had 3 teams left, and they had to go into this vat of I don't know if it was chocolate syrup or something.
Ugh.
And one of them had to dip their head into the vat and pull out this little bucket. And in the bucket, it was filled with 10 scorpions. And they had to give it to the partner, and the partner had to open the little box by unscrewing the wing nuts.
Right.
And then getting the scorpions out, and they had to each eat 5 scorpions for time. Yes.
Can you do that? I'm bad with food. You were telling me you love to cook. I'm not eating scorpions. Maybe 50,000, but still, scorpions? Scorpions.
Okay, let me tell you, it happened to me even this weekend. I actually had some old oatmeal. I'm sharing the story, and
what happened?
And I hadn't touched it for about 6 months, and it was in my little oatmeal container, And I decided to make some oatmeal, and it got awfully crunchy. And then I looked at, and I ate it. And then I looked into my box of oatmeal, and it was full of like little bugs.
No.
Yes. True story. True story.
You better go tell Fear Factor. Maybe that could be the next food stunt.
Dude, I'm ready for Fear Factor. No, but first off, we had we had the Anthonys.
They go up again first.
Yeah, they were randomly chosen, and they had to go, and they were the first couple to do the Scorpion King per se.
That's right.
Yeah, and they went in, and they were really slow. I thought, like Anthony Jr. was like, "Oh my God, I can't eat it, I can't do it." And the dad, do you remember what he said? He yelled out, "Peanut butter, baby! It's peanut butter, baby!"
The only thing that was going through my mind is peanut butter jelly time. That song was just going through my mind.
But I know we got to speed this up. But they said it took them 7.5 minutes to eat all that, and I was like, they're not gonna make it. I right off the bat, I was like, geez.
Right, that's just too long for anything, right? They'll learn that just got to man up.
You got to man up and attack that shit, seriously.
And they were just screaming, right? Just trying to get the food down. Anthony Jr. and Anthony Sr. were just screaming out things. But like you said, 7 minutes is not going to cut it for a Fear Factor.
Yeah, no, and then Monica and Matthias, the mother and son, again, creepy, awkward hug again. And she was playing, but she was playing for some good reason. She got really deep. She talked about that she's playing to meet her unknown sister that she had not met, that lived in Spain. That's what she was going to use the prize money for. So she went in with the inner motivation,
right? And that always helps.
But one thing about her was she had batshit crazy eyes. I don't know if
it seemed like she was having a seizure when she was eating the scorpion.
Yeah,
did it not?
Yeah, she was like this. Ah!
I mean, whatever you got to do, don't get me wrong. I'm here sitting in a nice studio without scorpions, but she was eating them fast, moving around and just trying to crunch those down.
Yeah, and they kicked butt. They did it in 4:06.
4:06.
Yeah, so I think it was all those years of her, like, because she was a former bodybuilder, so it's probably like years of nasty protein shakes. So scorpions.
And I love how Fear Factor has those sounds. I don't know if they have it seemed like they had a mic on the scorpion, so when they eat it, you definitely heard every little bite, crunchiness.
Yeah, I was wondering because they said they were getting stung too. Because these I forgot to say the scorpions were alive.
Right, and see that's the thing I asked you. I didn't know if like they still had the stinger intact. Is that okay? Can they do that? I mean, I don't know.
That's something we could ask.
That's something we have to find out more information for next time.
Let me see if anyone's even tweeting about that possibly. Let's see.
Give your tweet. If you, like JC said, if you're on Twitter, tweet throughout the show. Do you want to give out your Twitter? Is that Twitter name? Twitter name.
My Twitter handle. That's what the kids call it these days. Yeah, it's the everydayman at twitter.com. But yeah, no, let us know if they had stingers. Well, because they were getting stung. But I doubt they were poisonous. They said they were getting stung. So
right.
I think
so
that's our own question.
something had to go there. But getting back, and last but not least,
Amanda and Alex, the shit talkers.
So what'd you think? They won the first round, so you knew they were going to be even more cocky.
Well, what Amanda said was she directed towards Monica and Matthias. She's like, and the Anthonys. She was like, we're younger and we're skinnier
and we're hotter. Yeah, I remember that.
That
right?
was so bad. But
she just likes drama.
Yeah, but they backed it up again. 3:39. They did it in 3 minutes 39 seconds. So
I mean, it doesn't help to be last, but not taking anything away from them, they did 3:39, and they won that again. And who do we send home? We sent home our favorite, Anthony Jr. and Anthony Sr.
I love you guys, man. They were awesome because even when they walked out, they were talking about just how this strengthened them and bonded them. They became more,
That's right.
It was genuine. That's what I liked.
It wasn't only about the money.
Yeah. They weren't hamming it up, really. They really seemed like they were there just to get closer.
Yeah, I mean, how many people can say that they ate scorpions with their dad? And
I'll just call my dad. I don't know.
Yeah,
he may not answer, but that's my own issue. But anyway,
well, that's for another show. The last one. Who do we have?
Who do we have left? We have
the M&Ms.
Yes, Monica and Matthias.
The son and mom, and then we got the cocky sister and brother, Amanda and Alex.
Yes, for the final one, which was the.
Now, who do you think? Right off the bat? Who did you think had the edge going to the final round?
Honestly, I couldn't tell, honest, because even though they had won the first two events, Alex and Amanda, I just thought I was rooting for Psycho Mom a little bit, you know.
Really?
Well, because she had the bug eyes, so you never know, she could pull something and just be crazy. You know, you never know, crazy chicks. You know.
Okay. I feel you. You know, this was a tough. I didn't really like both of them, but you know, not my favorite team. Like I said, went out, but you know, it's hard. You got the cocky sister brother versus the really touchy feeling mom
really
and son,
hammering him with this touchy.
I'm sorry. Stuff. I just thought that was a little too much.
So what was the third event? What was that one all about?
So did you come up with a name? We got the cement truck. There was a cement truck involved.
This one was cheesy. I called it Head First.
Head First? Is that right?
Yeah.
That's not bad. Explain it a little more so it makes sense.
Well, because what happened was the teams were strapped onto the front of a semi. A cement mixer.
Right.
And the cement mixer was going through this obstacle course and actually hitting all of these obstacles. They were not going around it. They were hitting the obstacles. And the teams had to grab these flags that were attached.
There are 32 total, right? Attached on the
There were 32
obstacles.
flags that they had to grab on that were right where all the obstacles were. So they were busting through all these things, like the milk
simultaneously
crates.
When they had to grab the flag.
Right, the chicken boxes and all this, and they were really well padded, but still there was a lot of room for injury, which apparently there was.
Right.
You know, with the cutlet, but we'll tell that a little bit later.
And first off, how would you like to be the cement driver? I wonder how that casting went. Like, yeah. By the way, we need a guy who can drive a cement truck when there's two people attached, You're just basically ramming them into a bunch of shit.
Awesome. I love it.
I'm in. Fear Factor. If anybody on Fear Factor, get me in. I would love to do anything like that.
I've wrecked 10 cars, so I'm really good at hidden shit.
True
story. I flipped 2 Jeeps in a month. But anyway, but now let's get on to this. Like,
and you said she what was her name? The mom in the M&Ms, she got hurt, right? This was dangerous. I don't know how fast they're going. They weren't going obviously 50 miles per hour to these things, but they were. I mean, what? 10 miles per hour? Would you say?
No, I think they were going
5?
fast.
10,
I would
15?
go faster. I think they were going faster than that.
15.
All right, 16. All right.
All right.
Just bet at the price is right, you know? Get into that $1 thing. No, but yeah, no, they were the first. Monica and Matthias' mother and son went first, and Monica actually, she cut her lip, I guess, because even though they were protected, that helmets and everything, but they were crashing into wood.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm sure it's some styrofoam and stuff, but at the rate that they were going, and I'm sure got in the way of her getting all the flags that she could have gotten.
Right. And remember that the great camera work, and they just got, I think it was a wood pallet that just hit her across the dome. I thought she was going to get knocked out.
That's because of the budget. Remember how we said that they had upped the value on the budget?
Right.
Joe said that they had like little small cameras attached to them and much more camera work. So that was able to pick up the injury. So that was cool.
That's right. And they looked like they were having a fun time. They were just screaming and the whole way down, getting hit. And they ended up with 22 flags out of 32,
right.
Which we both thought that seemed like a lot of flags to grab. No,
I was nor here nor there. You know, if I didn't know, and especially since, you know, I was rooting for her because she's crazy bug eyed, but we still had the guys, you know, Alex and Amanda to come in, and they'd been kicking butt throughout the whole show. So, you know, then they went and
so they got 22, and like you said, the siblings, you know, were they gonna win it all? Were they gonna win all 3 challenges?
I hope not, because it would have been like more tension, you know. So if they like the comeback victory, it's always about a story on these shows. So
it made a good last minute. So you got,
and this
Amanda,
is for about 50 G's
this
right
is for
here.
50 G's. They needed 23, correct? Now take me back through that journey down all those obstacles. Did you see anything that caught your eye?
Aside from Amanda, you know, his athletic body and
besides her, let's talk about actual challenge 3.
No. They seemed like they were in command. They seemed like they were grabbing them all. It was hard to tell, just the way it edited. You knew it was going to be close.
You knew,
and that's exactly what happened.
And the one thing right before that they counted all of them, there was a debris. I don't know what it was that was in front of, I think it was Alex's face.
Yeah.
And you know that caught that. I didn't know how long that was in front. I don't know if that caused him to miss any flags, but that caught my attention.
call me a cynic. Part of me said, I wonder if they made it stick on him on purpose to make it close or something. I'm sure they didn't, but I was like, oh, now it's gonna bring tension. It's gonna make it. Oh my gosh, did they get enough flags? Was it gonna be a comeback? And
right.
And then Joe started counting the flags.
Of course,
he pulled a Ryan Seacrest. That was hilarious. He was counting them and he was like,
slowly.
Yeah. And when he got to like 10 or 11, he was like, and now we pause for station identification.
Yeah. Oh my God. I was about to flip shit if they just moved to a commercial,
really?
right?
Yeah. But then.
So who is the? Can we get a drum roll? I'm just gonna make my own drum roll.
Okay. Do it.
Did they get? And the winner for the first Fear Factor season 2 was
Alex and Amanda with 23 flags.
23. You heard it here.
By
23. We got. God, Fear Factor is all about seconds, one flag here.
Yeah, it was
it's close.
What'd you think overall for it being the first episode?
The first episode, there was a lot of hype, like I said, about the HD cameras. The explosions were it seemed like, let's just blow up a bunch of shit. Even if it was unnecessary, let's just make everybody likes a big explosion. Come on, am I wrong?
I love big explosions too.
In any way, fire, anything. The explosions were great. No, I thought it was great. The first hour, I had fun watching it.
I was kind of meh about it. I hope like the future episodes are gonna up it. I thought it was, especially that first one. It was all right. But I expect more. I want more, especially it's your first episode.
Okay.
I want people in like ambulances and maybe fire trucks.
Losing limbs, losing legs.
Not that far, but you know what I'm saying? It's just like, that first one, that first episode is the one that gets everyone in, unless you're a fan. And, but I do see it getting better and, in future episodes. So.
Well, you're in luck because did I say this was a 2-hour premiere and that was our first hour?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we got another one ahead. So.
Well, let's take a commercial break if we can, and we'll get into the part 2 of the first season of Fear Factor. We'll be right back.
Yes.
AfterBuzz TV.
Hi, I was once like you, a lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And, like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV.
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
Welcome back to Fear Factor AfterBuzz first one, and I just want to throw this out. If you're watching. Hopefully, Mom, are you watching? Call in
Awesome.
424-256-1729. And JC is actually checking his Twitter. Give a shout out of your name one more time. If you have those tweets out there, hit them up.
Yeah, guys, follow me or just hit me up actually at theeverydayman@twitter.com. Just send your feedback on Fear Factor, what you liked, what you didn't like. What do you think they could add to the show, or just basically just to sound off and blow us up and let us know what's going on. But now we're on to the second episode of Fear Factor, Fear Factor 2.0, I'll call it. And this episode's called Broken Hearts and Bloodbath. And what was interesting about this episode was they actually reunited exes. So this is like,
wow,
husbands, wives, and boyfriend and girlfriend.
A little twist by Fear Factor.
Yeah,
huh?
and we had a bit of a technical difficulty. Actually, we jumped in late because our
a few minutes late.
Yeah, our DVR wasn't up to par because we were catching up with the first episode. So we got in about 7 minutes in.
Yeah, we didn't get to see a little, in the beginning they always explain all the drama and stuff.
Well, maybe our caller will be able to inform you guys. on what
we got a caller. Nice.
Caller, you're on the line. What's your name? Where are you from?
Hello, caller.
Oh.
Hello,
Hi.
welcome. How are you?
Oh my God, I'm watching.
Did you watch Fear Factor?
I'm watching on Ustream, and I'm hearing myself.
Well, how did you like the Fear Factor?
Well, I wanted to say I'm glad that it's back, and sorry, I'm going back to the first episode, but I'm from Virginia, by the way.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. Yeah, what's your name and where are you from?
Shout out to Virginia. So tell me what you liked about the first episode then.
Well, yeah, sorry, I wanted to go back to the first episode, but I'm glad it's back. And I was about to throw up during the scorpions. Like, I don't know how they do that. Oh.
See, she's like me. When it comes, I mean, scorpions. How do you just eat that?
In other countries, it's considered a delicacy, guys. It's just something you just got to free your mind. And okay, after watching that, you were totally grossed out, but does it inch you a little closer to maybe try some scorpion, perhaps, or like something funky?
No, like I don't know how I would ever do that. Oh, like oh my god.
You know what I think we should do?
What?
I think after we see it, we should bring in scorpions and we should try to eat it on the show.
Oh, really? You're really calling us out like that?
I'll do it.
Hey, caller, what's your name? I didn't get your name.
Oh, Susie.
Hi, Susie. It's JC and Adam. Now, Susie, will you watch if we eat scorpions on our next episode?
Yes. Oh my god.
Did I just get myself in trouble?
I'm going there, buddy.
If you ate like worms or any insect or anything, I would watch. Oh my god.
All right, well, you have to stay in for next time. But thank you so much for calling, and
make sure you pay attention next time because I'm gonna be Joe Rogan next week, and I'm gonna bring in a little challenge for you guys.
Oh crap.
Okay, DJ.
Hey, Susie, thanks for calling. Definitely give us a call back next week.
Thank you. Thank you for answering. I'm so happy. This is the first time I've called in. I love AfterBuzz.
Oh, awesome!
Thank
awesome,
you.
Sweet. So, I don't want to. What are some of your favorite shows?
Gossip Girl, Real Housewives, and
Fear Factor.
Breaking Bad.
Fear Factor.
And Fear Factor. Yeah.
There you go, Susie. We'll definitely keep calling in and give us a call next Monday, and we'll have a surprise for you. I guess according to Jesse. Damn it, Jesse.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
So let's. Oh my God!
All right, let's get into the episode. Let's.
I'm scared. It's
gonna be fun. Don't worry, man. Just think of peanut butter, baby.
Peanut butter jelly time.
No, but when our DVR clicked on, it was immediately there was a car underwater.
Right.
Like, what the hell was going on right off the bat? And we were still catching up. We didn't get a chance to find out who was who, so we caught up as the show went along. But the couples that had gone were Ryan and Jillian, which were called like Team Twilight. They were a younger couple.
They're the pretty couple.
Yeah, the pretty couple. Yeah. And then we had Cece and Joe, who were team, which I called Rich and Bitch.
I wonder who wears the pants in that relationship.
Oh, Cece all the way. That girl was on fire. And then we had Sean and Jenny, which was Team Showstopper because Sean was talking all sorts of smack.
Oh yeah, talk about cocky of all cocky people, right?
He put Amanda from the last episode to shame. That boy was talking so much smack. And then Julie and Ron, the final couple, which were like your Team OC. Like she looked like a desperate housewife from Orange County, and
he's like the biker guy,
he's
on
got
the
a
Harley,
Dodge Hemi, and
tatted up. But
right off the bat, we started with the submerged car.
So what we got out of it was they had to drive the car into it looked like just a big pool of water, and the car would eventually sink, and they had to attach a key from within the car?
No, I think that it was a box that they had to unscrew.
Okay.
They had to unscrew the box to release a flag. Of course, they always start with a flag challenge.
They just love those flags.
But do you have a flag? If you're any Eddie Izzard fan, if you caught that, that's awesome. Okay, now they opened the box and they had to get out a flag and swim back into, because actually what we failed to mention was they were in a convertible and it went up. They went up a ramp.
Right.
And the ramp shot into a pool
through like a big wooden. It seemed like through a big Fear Factor sign, right?
Of course, product promo. Plug the show.
Product placement.
And they went through the Fear Factor sign. It hit a pool and the car went underwater, and that's when they had to unscrew the box that was like in the middle console of the car to get the flag.
And hopefully fast enough, because they had to take one big gasp of air, because if not, that's just gonna waste time. And
kill the time, because it was a time challenge.
Right, and more time never works out for you.
Right, and then we missed Ryan and Jillian, but then Cece and Joe, we cut the tail end. They did it in a minute 20. They did the second team.
Right. Joe was kind of like Joe surprised me. He kind of looked like the dorky kind of. I mean, I'm not trying to hate on it, but he looked like the kind of the dorky guy. I didn't know how good he would do in like time pressure and hard to do stunts. But a minute 20,
So
it seemed fast enough, right?
Did you think it was a mismatch between the couples, Cece and Joe? Because Cece, yeah, she was
I mean,
kind of
opposites attract. Do they? Yeah.
.com
Not in
meets
this case, right?
.xxx. I don't know. I'm just saying that.
So they got a minute 20, and the one that we did miss was Ryan and Jillian,
right?
And we saw that they got a minute 10.
Right. That's right. But I just want to move on to this third couple.
Shall we?
Yes, Sean and Jenny. Sean reminded me, if you guys ever watched Rocky, like he was Apollo Creed because he had all the nicknames. Joe would tell him, he was like the master of disaster, the king of sting, the count of Monte Fisto, I got your thing. He was talking all sorts of smack, and they were gonna dominate and take over.
Anything that can come to his mind, he said it.
Yeah, kind of like me. Anyway, I'm sorry, I've got to, Anyway, but they went in and they got to the box and they seemed,
they did it fast.
Yeah, they did it fast. But when they came up came up and got the flag, they came up for air.
Right.
Sean is just swimming away, and he's a strong swimmer. He was gone, but we forgot one thing. Oh, Jenny, she doesn't swim. She didn't know how to swim.
Right. And
what the hell?
That surprised me because, I mean, right off the bat, you said that they got the flags, they got up, and then it was like she kind of just like jumped on Sean's back. It's like, did Sean even know that she couldn't swim?
No. But what he did, he was like, "Get this bitch off me! Get her off me! What's going?" He was like trying to shake her off.
He doesn't realize that both of you have to make it out alive, not one. But
it was ridiculous. I mean, the guy who talked the most, he like wussed out. He like just swam to the shore and left her, and the team had to come in and rescue her.
Guys, you never ever leave your lady behind.
Yeah. That was awful. And they, of course, got DQ'd.
I never saw that before because, I mean, it seemed like she was, like you said, she didn't know how to swim.
No, she didn't.
And we're in a pool of water. And I thought they were just going to leave her. She was struggling. And I'm like thinking, okay, like, when is someone going to help her? Is this going to be our first fear factor, like death?
On a special fear factor, someone dies.
I mean, I know this is a 2-hour premiere, but come on. But like you said,
if she would have died, it would have aired in November for like sweeps or something.
Ratings would have went skyrocketed. But yeah, then you just see three random guys come out of nowhere with like wetsuits on and pullers. Where the hell do they come from?
Well, they have to have them. I mean,
creeping underneath the water, just checking them out. But
and they're like underwater the whole time, ready to go. But so they were disqualified, and it was nice that Sean actually. Joe makes fun of people like that. He says the cocky guys are always the first ones out.
Right.
The cocky ones are always the ones that end up with the foot in their mouth, and that's exactly what happened. He left his girl out to dry, in this case in the water, but he apologized.
He did do something. He wasn't that much of an asshole. He did. He made sure. He made sure to say, you know what, Joe, I fucked up. Excuse my language, and I'm sorry. He gave her credit that she never ever went into the water before that. I mean, I don't know what was wrong with her parents. Didn't give her swimming lessons.
I don't care. I'm not getting in the water. I don't care how much I love someone. If I can't swim, Jesus.
Right? That must be scary.
I mean, some will say romantic, some will say foolish. I'm going to go with the latter on that one. Jeez. I mean, poor thing. But he made amends and he apologized.
Right.
And
that's always, you can't hate on him for that. And he did the right thing.
And Joe even said, he's like, way to save yourself, man.
Right.
Because you seem totally.
He found out he was going to be on TV and everybody's going to be watching this.
Yes. But then we have also got the final couple, which was Team OC, Ron and Julie. And they actually were really fast. They got in there and they were out in a minute flat.
Minute flat. They knew what they were doing. They saw what? 3 other people. They're like, we're gonna do this.
Yeah. So and they were in shape and they were both strong swimmers. So what that left us was basically usually the slowest time is the one that's booted off. But in this case, since there was a DQ. Yeah. Sean and Jenny were.
I mean, and they were all besides the DQ. I mean, a minute 10, minute 20. All of them showed pretty good time. So you didn't really know just because Ron and Julie won. I mean, the other two were right behind them.
What'd you think? So you thought this was going to be like a pretty close episode because everyone seemed pretty athletic and whatnot?
I mean, I thought so. Like I said, Joe and CC, I didn't think, but they did a minute 20, so I had to give them respect. I couldn't talk that much smack because they were only 20 seconds behind the winner. So going into the second challenge, I thought all of them were just right there.
So it was anyone's game, pretty much.
Anyone's games.
And then we moved on to the second stunt, and of course in between they have like a little background story on them.
Yeah. Just the fill in time.
Yeah, just filler. But the next stunt we called "Blood Does the Body Good," and
I like these names you're coming from.
I'm a son of a car salesman. It's a true story. No, and this one was nasty. This one was like this episode. I really liked it. I think they upped it from the first. I think they should have led with this one.
Really, you think so?
Oh, by far. This one there was a big giant tank of 3,000 gallons of cow's blood, and in the cow's blood it was filled with cow hearts. And what each couple had to do, they were handcuffed to each other, and they had to dive into the pool of cow's blood, and one partner had to pick up the cow's heart,
right,
and give the cow heart to their partner by putting it in their mouth.
And then don't forget they were both chained up to each other.
They're both
so
shackled
it's
together.
not like one person could go swimming because you couldn't see. You could not see.
Yeah.
And it was just, I mean, don't you miss out, DJ Jesse J? You missed out on a lot of good stuff.
Next week, guys.
Sounds
Next
like
week.
my aunt's cooking anyway. No, but now what they also had to do was when they had the cow's heart, when they put it in their partner's mouth, the partner had to then get to the edge of the box with all the cow's blood and then fling it onto another box and make sure it landed in the box.
And that turned out to be a little more tricky, at least in the beginning, that people didn't expect that.
And who was our first couple that ended up going? What do I have here?
I wrote J and C, so Joe and Cece.
And remember, we started kind of late, so we were trying to pick up the dynamics and what people thought. And didn't you pick up like right off the bat that Cece was a bitch?
Oh, she wore the pants. And you found out what was with her laugh. I mean, she needs to find a new career and go into like those evil laugh for like cartoons or something, because her laugh was gnarly.
Yeah, she had a cackle.
Everybody, you heard the cute couple, the Twilight, Ryan and Jillian, talking smack right there. He's saying like, guys, she needs to. Everybody was like, shut up, like with that laugh.
Yeah, and she was just talking to Joe, and so they ended up going in, and they went in, and they were just describing how disgusting it was, and oh my gosh, they were freaking out because they wouldn't wish it on anyone.
Right.
That was the worst thing they could have ever done, and they looked like they were pretty fast.
They got 8.
Because they had 3 minutes. They had 3 minutes to get as many hearts in the box.
That's right. Sorry, and they got 8. Mm-hmm. Joe did miss 1.
Could it have proven costly? That's called a tease. Sorry, it's the first.
So they got 8. So nobody knew. Was that good? Was that bad? You don't know, because that's what happens when you're the first people up.
Yeah, and they asked them what did it feel like, and they said it tasted like you keep biting your tongue.
Oh yeah, they just probably try to psych everyone out, right?
A little gamesmanship.
And who do we have up next?
Ron and Julie,
the OC biker couple, ex couple.
Yes. The ones that they went in and they were strong. I mean, Julie is just I take back being the OC wife of a prissy woman at all.
Right.
No, she just dove in there and went at it, and she knew how to spit.
And once again, Ron, both guys, they missed one. He missed the first
Did
heart.
Ron miss one?
He missed it. I caught that. It might have been the second one, but he definitely missed one. And I'm like, oh, is this going to happen again?
Yeah.
The girls are getting him in the box and the guys are missing.
What is it? The girls are much stronger than the guys. I'm telling you, the guys.
I don't know if they use their mouth more. I don't know. I didn't say it here, but.
You think you did?
How many they
got 10. They got 10 hearts.
They got 10.
They got 10. So they already automatically guaranteed to go to the final for the 50 grand. So they were in. So now we had to see if Team Twilight, if Edward and Bella could come up, beat
Ryan and Jillian.
Oh, sorry. It's saying
do you want to give them nicknames?
What, Team Edward? Well, I guess they were very pretty. They were just like the dude was prettier than the chick. It was weird.
Okay. They did look like pretty.
But she was complaining right off the bat. Now Jillian, she was like, "Oh my God, I'm too short, and I have a chipped tooth."
Already coming out with excuses. I got a chipped tooth. I just broke a nail. What did you think you're doing? Fear Factor.
No, with 50 G's you can buy another tooth. Trust me.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it showed me that she was scared. Like, just in case I lose, it's because I got a little chipped tooth last night eating. I don't know, practicing for Fear Factor. But come on, you can't be pulling those excuses right before you're going in. Did
you think they were in trouble right off the bat?
That showed me right away that she was scared. Right away, I thought she was scared.
Now, they went in and then right away they started complaining, like, it's in my eyes. And then he did, because they had goggles, to go into that cow's blood. And if you've watched Fear Factor, I've seen enough Fear Factors to know that whenever you're in those things, you never take off the goggles because then it's gonna be cow's blood in your eyes and it's gonna
And I think the reason he did that is because he noticed the other two guys were missing. And he didn't want to, so he was like trying to be like, "Oh, look, I like watching the last two, seeing where their default, their negative, like whatever they did." He was like, "I'm gonna take off my goggles to make sure I get each heart in."
Yeah.
But like you said, that came around and bit him in the butt.
Yeah, because they kept missing. Remember, she kept, was it
both? I think it was both. You're right.
They kept missing, and I was like, oh, done deal, forget about it. Move
right,
on.
because they missed like what 3?
Yeah, I was like, pee break, I'm out, I'll be back.
And after he took his goggles off, which seemed like a good idea, but he didn't realize he had all that other stuff, blood all in him, and it ran into his eyes and in the goggles.
Yeah,
and that had to make it worse. That had to hurt you. I mean, I never had cow blood in my eyes, but I could imagine it stinging. Maybe
you're setting us up for like week 3. Jesse's gonna bring us
now. Now, do
blood.
I have to put something in my eyes?
He's gonna bring us cow's blood.
You guys don't even try to guess. Like,
really?
I hope AfterBuzz
like the biggest
has.
wuss in the world. Don't let my rough exterior fool you. Like I'm bad.
You better have a lot of insurance money, Jesse.
No, but we got surprised because in the last minute, going back to the couple, they picked it up. They started flinging in the cow hearts in the box right away, and I was like, oh shit, they're coming back.
I thought, like you said, I thought they were done.
Yeah.
I mean, you missed 3 in a Fear Factor stage 2. You don't deserve to go.
And then they were like at 8 hearts, and they needed 9 hearts to win, and they tied CC, and then you could see CC just giving him like the evil
grin.
eye.
Ugh.
Yeah, and then they were like 5, 4, 3, and they were going so slow for the last one.
More dramatic, baby.
And I'm telling you, it was like a movie because she flung it and it landed in the box. I wrote it with 0.001 of a second.
0.0. It was almost like a slow motion cam, and you just see it was the guy, right? The guy got it last second.
Yeah.
And you could just see him like slow motion is like, ugh, you're gonna do it. And they got 9.
They got 9. Right.
So what does that mean? That means
Team Rich and Bitch out. CC and Joe were out.
And you heard the camera's got CC complaining to Joe because you remember Joe missed one, and
that's right.
And if he got it, I mean, I know that that the other couple, Jillian, they missed 3. But you knew CC was gonna give Joe shit about, come on, you should have got that one.
Right, and Joe, because they always have like an out, like their little out interview, and he was like, we did it as good as we could.
I feel bad for the poor guy. He was like, we did a good job, and she's like, whatever, just get me out of here.
That's why they're exes.
Yeah, apparently, right?
That's why. But anyway, now we move to the stunt for the 50K, and I called this one. What do we call it? It was like the next action star.
It was like it just seemed like they kept adding like a Mission Impossible with just. They just kept adding and adding and adding, which is, at some point, like, okay, like, how intense is this scene going to be, right?
I loved it. I'm going to go try to recreate it at home with, like, a ghetto budget.
Can you remember all the things they had to do?
I had to write it down.
Let me hear it.
Okay. First off, they had to climb onto this bus. They're on opposite ends of a bus. They had to climb out of the bus.
Okay.
And right as they did that, they're on top of the bus, and there's a chopper.
They use ladders to get out of the bus. Is that right?
Thank you.
Okay.
See, I'm so ADD.
Every little step.
Thank you. You got my back.
All right, go ahead.
No, and there was a chopper that was coming up to pick them up, and they had to, of course, get on the ropes to the chopper, and then fly across onto like a little lake. And on that lake, there was a speedboat flying across, and they had to have the chopper drop them off onto the speedboat.
Right.
And they had to go to this little lockbox to get a key. And once they got that key out of off the speedboat, they had to wait till the speedboat took them to this cargo net. This big giant cargo net that was being held by another chopper.
And you said that they had to swim all the way.
Well, I was getting to that.
Okay.
Yeah. So to get there, they would have to swim their way from wherever the boat dropped them off, which ended up being a place of strategy because you could jump off at earlier times or later times on the boat's passes.
Yeah. Less swimming would help your endurance and right.
And so after they got their key and they swam to the cargo nets, they had to climb up the nets and then use their keys to open the little. I guess it was like a
backpack with like a lock on it.
Little backpack, and out of that they got flares, and once that happened, the other chopper would take them to this fuel station, and at that fuel station they had to
in the middle of the lake.
In the middle of the lake, they had to shoot their flares at the fuel station and blow it up. So Michael Bay, it was awesome.
Right, you said that it was like what would you say? Michael Bay with
Michael Bay light, Michael Bay for TV or something.
But like you said, it's the last Fear Factor had to step up their game. They'd been off the air for what 5 You said 2006, so
yeah, it was like 5-6 years.
So you knew something like this was gonna happen.
I loved it. Now, who do you think was gonna win in this one?
Let's see. Refresh me. We had Ron and Julie versus
Twilight, right?
Ryan and Jillian. All right. Off the bat, the pretty face versus the tough guys. I was actually gonna go whoever did this first. I thought was gonna have a disadvantage, just because at least me, if I see someone do it, I'll see what they do wrong, and that always helps me.
That's right. That's a great strategy. And even though, and then Ron, it's so funny. The rough tough guy, Ron actually was talking about that he was scared. He was actually
while watching them.
Yeah. His heart was racing.
Right.
Like,
so
the big tough guy was like.
Right. So Ryan and Jillian had to go first.
Right. And they actually it started off well for them, but when they got on the speedboat, they actually jumped off the boat like too early.
Too early, right?
Way too early. And Joe was like, that's when he was.
They were too excited, I think.
Yeah, and Joe's screaming everything they're doing. They're on the boat. They're off the boat. They're jumping off the boat. It was ridiculous. I hated it, but when they jumped off, they had to swim, and that killed their energy. They had to, and you could just tell that they were dragging.
They were done.
Because she was even back. She was like.
And on top of that, I'm sure the helicopter was only 20 feet above there, so you knew just all the wind and everything probably even made it like 10 times harder to swim.
Joe mentioned that as they got closer to that second chopper with the cargo net, that from the propellers,
right,
basically it was going to give them resistance to getting to the cargo net.
Right, and so they make it. They do make it. And what happened from there?
And then Team Twilight, Ryan, they're climbing and they're climbing so slow. You could tell that there's a big piano on their back. They're tired. They're done. And I think Ryan, his muscles must have just seized up because he just tensed and just fell to the ground like a brick.
I was trying. They did a lot of replays, and I was trying to see maybe he tripped, maybe he slipped. But you're right. It almost just seems like he got there, and then he's like, I'm done, and it just falls.
Maybe it wasn't a Team Twilight. Maybe it's like Team Titanic with Jack would go into the rose. We'll always have Titanic because he just went like that.
And I didn't know what happens. Is this a DQ? And it turns out that you only need one of them.
You only need one of the flares
to throw the flare, and that put a lot of pressure on Jillian. Am I wrong?
No, because now she had one shot to get it, and actually the chopper made that pass because she opened the backpack and they're making their way to the fuel station, and she missed the first pass. I don't know if the timing, she didn't shoot it. But she
rather take her time at least. Don't mess up.
She was conservative about it.
And she missed the first one. She actually
did she shoot?
She had 2 flares and she missed the first one.
That's right. Okay.
So she had to wait again for the helicopter to recircle, and that put even more pressure. Her man or her ex-man just fell. She's on a freaking helicopter and she has one more flare. And she does it.
She did it. She nailed it. She nailed it with a time of 5:46. And you're like, oh boy, this doesn't look good for them.
That's a lot of time, but then again, you know, things could happen. Who knows with
Joe's
Ron
in his
Julie.
40s. He could have had a heart attack. You never know.
Right. So I mean, she has a lot of credit. Even if they lost, they know that she made it longer than her.
Team Bella did it. Woo!
Right?
Bella and Edward, 5:46. So then next was Ron and Julie, and they were interesting because they actually were slow.
They were taking their time.
Yeah, but maybe it was strategy right off the bat. But I was just like, you want to go, be conservative, yes, because of the errors of the previous team, sure. But I mean, don't get too fancy because you never know, something still could go wrong,
happen, and
you're screwed.
Yeah, and throughout the show, Joe, like you said, would always commentate, and you said Joe caught that how the other couple jumped off the boat too quick. So I noticed that was in their head, and they waited till the perfect time to jump, so it wasn't that long to swim.
Let's give it up for common sense. Awesome.
Hey, I mean, you're in the pressure. I could see why someone you're not thinking straight, because you can be like, okay, let's jump here. Then when you're actually put into the situation, you don't know what's gonna happen.
Right. No, and they did make the jump, and they were closer, and they made it to the cargo net, and they were taking too slow because even Joe was saying, their time on the net, they spent way too much time. And Julie was, because the net, if you're climbing a net, you need to use your legs more. You have more strength in your legs. And she was using her arms to pull herself up. Use both, use your whole body. but she was just using her arms, and I was like, uh-oh, we're gonna have another cramper.
Because you're a bodybuilder, right? And you would know this.
I'm swollen. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we have an expert here.
I wear multiple shirts. That's right. That's right.
But they didn't fall.
Yeah, no, they made it, and now all they had to do was shoot the flare, and at that point you're like, okay, they got this in the bag, and with a time of 4:27, they hit it on the first pass, and bam, $50K in the pocket.
And once again, I just noticed it. Ron and Julie won all 3 events, just
Did
like
they really?
Alex and Amanda.
Oh, shit.
Are you sensing a trend here?
Yeah, wow. So be gooder than everyone else. All right.
Win them all and just make sure to win. And if you win, you ain't losing. You're gonna win it.
No, but no. At the end of the show, there was also the ambulance came by because actually Ryan he stayed in the water, and did they have to fish him out too?
Yeah, it seemed like maybe he said he might have blacked out. I don't know.
Yeah, right. He said he blacked out.
Maybe they were dehydrated, but yeah, both of them had to get tended. They both need help.
Edward the vampire can't swim. Okay, and then yeah, they both got ambulances, and she's like, can't breathe, but she was cute though. I will say that.
So,
no, but
my 2 favorite are the Barbies.
The Barbies from episode 1. Yeah. Well, so what do you think about this episode?
Both episodes, 2-hour premiere. I like both episodes. I thought were good. Like I said, I can see how you could say the second one might have been more intense, but the first one, I mean, the scorpions got me. Like I said, I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to food and putting that stuff in my mouth, like I have to give everybody else credit because I don't think I could do that.
Jesse's shaking his arms wide about putting stuff in our mouth.
I'm screwed.
Oh Lord, this is a family show. Good
but
Lord. No, but
why did I sign up for the show?
I don't know. No, but it was fun. You know what? The second one, I love this episode. This episode was boss. I loved it. I'm serious. The only thing I liked about the first one was the scorpion stuff.
Okay, yeah.
If they could have added the scorpion, this would have been the best Fear Factor episode I've ever seen. Like seriously.
So caught your attention. You're willing to watch next Monday.
Oh hell yeah! I loved it. It's just fun.
And you saw like at the end, they showed us a little clips of what to see, and like just for like a few seconds here and there. It looked like they were gonna have. This was just the beginning.
It looked like in one shot. It looked like they were in.
Oh, there's the music. I knew he had it.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Ooh.
What do we got, JC? What do we got for the next show?
Next show.
What do you think's gonna happen?
What I saw on like the little snippet preview, and I hope it's the next episode. It looked like they were in the Grand Canyon, and one girl was getting yanked, or she was like some giant canyon. She
just do it again. She was getting yanked.
She was like on a harness, and she's like, wah!
There she is. Now she's not there.
Yeah, man, I want to be on the show now. Like,
right?
I love it. I've bungee jumped on all this stuff, but I don't know. Like bugs freak the crap out of me. Maybe I would lose because of the bugs. So
well, one of us needs to eat. So is it gonna be you or me? Are we gonna do this? I mean, I guess.
Dude, we're blood brothers. I'll do it with you if we're close enough to pound. I've got short arms.
There we go.
I'm Mexican, so I'm. Short,
I mean, I guess Jesse's gonna prepare me for the food.
What do you think about next week? What do you expect? Okay, what do you think would be the best challenge? Any ideas like what?
I'm expecting something to do with the contestants to be in something and having weird animals surrounding them. Because I remember from the old Fear Factor, there was always like. They had to go in a box and throw like 100 rats on them and either stay in there for a long time or do something. So I'm thinking that there's going to be more live animals and all over them. That's my prediction for next week.
Dude, you're going big, Jesus.
Go big or go home. Fear Factor 2.0, right?
And that's it, guys. That's a wrap for us tonight, guys.
It was fun. First ever Fear Factor on AfterBuzz.
Tune in next week to see if we actually eat scorpions or what else.
Next week we're gonna have more guests and we're gonna see different views. We have a few beautiful ladies coming in, and we're both guys and we have that side. But let's see from like a female what they think about this show and see if they could do this.
We're also bringing the girls in to take over the show if you guys have issues with the challenge next week.
Oh. Wow, I'm bringing my skirt next week. I hope you do too, man. Oh God.
And last of all, where can they find you? They have your Twitter. Want to shout out one more time where they could tweet you?
Gee, thanks, man. No, you can find me at theeverydayman@twitter.com. And just tweet me about the show and anything else that you guys got any questions, comments, concerns, feelings, issues about JC or anything else. Dealing with AfterBuzz TV, just hit me up.
And this is for Phil. My Twitter name is LA all D way. And you know, if anybody else has a better name, I'm willing to change it. You know, I'm not a big Twitterer, but I'm open for options.
Folks, blow him up, please, so he gets on the Twitter universe. Like, let's get him to 2010s. Let's get him there. So, all right, guys, that's it for a show this week. Tune in next week and
take care. See you next time.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janity, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.